Have you ever worked with someone so unpleasant that even their voice made your skin crawl? That was Brad. He wasn't just rude. He was the kind of coworker who treated everyone around him like background characters in his personal movie, especially the women. He'd swagger into the office every morning like he owned the place, wearing that smug grin that said, "I'm untouchable." If he saw a woman restocking supplies or answering calls, he'd shout, "Hey, girl, get me this." If someone didn't jump fast enough, he'd roll his eyes and mutter loud enough for everyone to hear, "No, please. No, thank you." Just commands, like people existed to make his life easier. It wasn't just disrespect. It was entitlement. The kind that makes your stomach twist because you can tell he enjoys it. I worked at a small logistics company just outside Pinecrest, Ohio. We weren't fancy, but we had a good rhythm. The team worked hard, shared snacks, cracked jokes. We had each other's backs. Then Brad arrived and everything changed. He made meetings unbearable. He'd interrupt coworkers mid-sentence, correct them loudly, and then take credit for their ideas. He flirted constantly, even with women who made it clear they weren't interested. It didn't matter if they ignored him or told him off. He'd just smirk and double down. Management knew. Oh, they knew. There were complaints, awkward HR talks, and whisper frustration in break rooms. But somehow nothing happened. Maybe they were afraid of confrontation. Maybe they just didn't care. So he kept getting away with it. And that's where he found a new angle, using his lack of a car to manipulate people. Brad didn't drive. No one knew why exactly. He always had an excuse. Insurance issues, car in the shop, something vague. But he leaned on that excuse hard. He'd corner coworkers at closing time, eyes darting, fake smile plastered on his face. "Hey, you're going my way, right? Come on, don't leave me stranded. Be a good person." He'd guilt people until they gave in. And if someone said no, he'd sulk, mutter insults under his breath, or slam things around like a moody teenager. I'd watched it happen too many times. The same pattern, over and over. He used people's kindness like a weapon. Then came that night. It was close to midnight. The air was cold enough to make your breath visible under the streetlight. The store was empty, just me, Brad, and the manager finishing up. The silence felt heavier than usual. I was gathering my things, ready to head home, when I heard that familiar voice. "Hey man, you're driving east, right?" I didn't even look up. "Not tonight, Brad. Sorry." But he wasn't asking. He was telling, "Don't play dumb, you're my ride." I turned and saw that grin again, the one that said he thought he could bully his way into getting what he wanted. "Not tonight." I repeated, calm but firm. Then I walked out. The sound of his footsteps followed me. Slow, heavy, too close. By the time I reached my car, I could feel the air shift, that quiet, uneasy kind of tension where you know something's about to happen. I unlocked my car, slid in and locked the doors. My hands were shaking slightly, part nerves, part adrenaline. And then bang! Both his hands slammed against my driver's side window. "You're taking me home!" he yelled, face twisted in anger. My heart jumped into my throat. There were no cameras, no lights beyond the flickering lamp above us. Just the two of us, me trapped inside, him pounding outside. I could feel the vibration of each hit against the glass. For a second, I froze. Every instinct screamed, "Get out of here." So I did. I turned the key, shifted into reverse, and without a single word, I floored it out of that parking lot. The tires screeched. The headlights cut through the dark. And in the rearview mirror, I saw him, standing under that dying light, alone, yelling into the night. When I finally pulled into my driveway, I just sat there for a minute, hands gripping the wheel, heart still racing. Then, slowly I started to laugh. Not because it was funny, but because it was over. For once, he wasn't in control. The next day at work, he avoided me completely. No comments, no looks, nothing. He knew I wasn't one of the people he could push around anymore. And from that day on, no one saw him ask for a ride again. Months passed. Life went back to normal. I stopped thinking about that night until karma decided to make an appearance. One morning, my coworker rushed into the break room, holding her phone. You won't believe this. Look. There he was, Brad, in a viral video. The clip showed him in the middle of a highway, screaming at another driver. It escalated fast. He actually stepped out of the car, right there in traffic, fists flying, while dozens of cars swerved to avoid him. And you know what? People in the comments knew exactly who he was. His full name was right there. The video spread fast. Everyone at work saw it. And still, somehow, he kept his job. Until the day he made the mistake of yelling at the wrong person. Our general manager, a woman who'd put up with enough nonsense for a lifetime, had reached her breaking point. He raised his voice at her in front of everyone. She didn't even blink. She just looked him straight in the eye and said, "Brad, you can leave right now." He stammered, tried to argue, but she wasn't having it. "Out! Now!" He stormed out, red-faced, muttering. And that was the last time any of us saw him. That night, I went home, poured myself a quiet drink, and leaned back in my chair. The world was calm again. Sometimes, justice doesn't come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes in silence, in the peace you feel when someone finally faces the consequences they've been dodging for years. Karma doesn't always need help. But that night in the parking lot, maybe I gave it a little nudge. Some people think they can treat others however they want, that kindness is weakness, that silence means submission. But life has a funny way of putting those people exactly where they belong. Sometimes revenge isn't loud or cruel. It's simply walking away, locking your door, and letting the universe take care of the rest. If that ending gave you even an ounce of satisfaction, hit that like button. Tell me in the comments, what would you have done that night? And don't forget to subscribe for more true stories where karma never misses its target.